honest. Very interesting first round knockdown for MOR-TAL.
Yeah, Mortal showing the fact of being immortal and not, impervious to that Reaper's scythe. Though a couple of shots were landing and it looks like he was getting the damage, but I think Mortal just, hit that perfect shot that got the anti-spam triggered. And right now, again, hitting another shot that's given that ugly face to Drakes.
And we've talked to the Reaper before. He's still getting used to V5 damage overall. And still getting used to the nuances of the mechanics, right? And this V5 damage is very nuanced, as both of these boxers are endeavoring right now. If you're walking forward, you're taking more damage from punches. If you're actively punching, you're taking more damage from punches. But if you keep a defensive stance and keep it locked in, you actually get a defense buff, right? So this could benefit the Reaper style, as we've seen. He's kind of got that tough man style, keeping his hands out. He's got to be careful, though, with the anti-spam system, because more than 3 or 4 punches at a time. Ooh, and there we go. Reaper circling around, working that right hook. This is the type of Reaper combat that I wanted to see. Somebody who's really trying to work the angles, really trying to get in. He just needs to find the power in those punches.
Yeah, I think what was really going to work for him, right, is if he figures out the damage system a little bit better and landing that stun on that first punch, it'll let him, tee off with the rest of his, combo much more freely. Mortal, on the other hand, here, I think is doing a very interesting style. Like, he's trying to do a little, combos, little jabs. But really, he's looking for the counter, right? That's how he got that first knockdown, and I think that's what he's most comfortable with. Yeah,
and he's got some good advantages, too. The Reaper posting up with that lead hand, but in this game that does make him more vulnerable. So if MOR-TAL can go him over the top just like that, land those shots, it's really going to hurt the Reaper. He's got to be careful posting up like that. You don't want to leave the hand out open. And Reaper, devastating uppercuts and a hook volley back and forth.
I like what I see from him, right? He doubled up on the one hand, even tripled up, right? Like, some fighters just go very methodically left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And doubling up on, a double left or a double right can really break with someone's rhythm. I know a lot of times when we fight, right, you use that guard when you just go boom, 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 and just kind of, you don't even wait for the punch. You just know the rhythm of the swings. It's a good way to get a couple punches through.
Very easy to autopilot in those situations, and you really have to, be very careful. So chat, it's time, right? We've got a lower elo fight here. The MOR-TAL and Drake's the Reaper, both around 1800 elo, just to give you their online power level. So it's right around the area where you really start hitting the journeyman side of this game. But chat, let me know how y'all feeling about that fight then. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the follow, Dane. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Slater Britt, appreciate the follow. Solly, we're seeing a little bit of difference. I'm noticing that MOR-TAL has more damage in his hands. When he strikes and he lands, we've seen the ugly face of Reaper a lot. Reaper is more varied in his punches, but he's got to be careful.
Ready?
Fight. Yeah, I think it really kind of goes to, right, like if this was a boxing match, we'd say one of the fighters, spent more time in the gym, spent more time training. No shade to the Reaper, right, but there is an advantage to playing more of the game more recently, right? You understand the damage system better, and Mortal showing it right there. Reaper taking himself down there.
Yeah, looking at the instant replay, you got to be careful. Duck, appreciate the rose. Keeping that hand out does give yourself more damage, So when you're posting up, if you're measuring, you got to be able to return that hand at least, or, try to capitalize on it really quickly, because that hand being extended is dangerous business.
Very dangerous.
Ooh, Duck with 10 roses. Let's go.
Right, like you alluded to it, it's not just about figuring out how to do damage, it's also about knowing when you take more damage. And I think that's really been the issue for the Reaper in this. I like what I'm seeing from Mortal, right? He really is showing a lot of good technical skills that work with this patch version, right? His hands are up in good spots. He's always using head movement.
With the support. I'm sorry, man. TikTok, the hands with the hearts, a little reptar. Duck is blessing the stream right now, and I appreciate it, Duck. Back to you, Solly.
Absolutely, man. Always got to give the love for this, for the people who support us. You know, it's why we do this. We're making this community for you. But yeah, like I was saying, what I like from Mortal is that when he's coming in, he's not coming in straight, right? He goes in, and he likes to move his head down to the side, take an angle to escape, and it's really preventing him from taking too many heavy damage shots from Reaper.
Yeah, Reaper is making the adjustment, though. Reaper's starting to notice that MOR-TAL does favor ducking, right? And he's responding with uppercuts. So these are the right shots to throw. It's just he's got to be careful measuring up with that lead hand. Ooh, clean uppercuts coming in from Reaper. And the thing about uppercuts in this game is the chin is a bigger weak spot. So MOR-TAL really trying to get down there, maybe close to the edge of turtling a bit too much, but the game has put in measures to prevent turtling. We have not seen the ref call him out, and the Reaper going to town, landing some significant shots here on MOR-TAL.
And I like what he's doing when he's landing those, right? He's following it up, but not recklessly, because he knows that if he just does it recklessly, he's going to get caught, not by the anti-spam system, right, but just by the fact that he's moving in and being aggressive. Whereas when he's taking his time being patient, he can really maximize all of the opportunity that stun landed him.
Last couple of seconds in round number 2. Reaper trying to work on a comeback here. He's very disciplined in not trying to throw too many hands, but he's getting caught cleanly by MOR-TAL. MOR-TAL putting in some damage here. Oh, and the Reaper survives the onslaught at the end of round number 2. J4 Dallo asking, who's winning? Who's up right now? I would say MOR-TAL may have the advantage, dog. Chat, how are y'all feeling? Of course, Solly, I'm putting that question out to you. Who do you think's winning?
I mean, Mortal 100%, right? He's already got the knockdown. You know, there's a chance that Drakes is doing, you know, some good damage with his shots, and he's throwing the higher volume, but I think, you know, just the quality shots, right? The ones that get the crowd moving, the one that get the ugly face, the ones that get the knockdowns, they've all been in Mortal's favor.
Absolutely. Ashton, appreciate the triple rose situation. Giggle Shits on Twitch saying, I think that he thinks they're both tied, right? Duck saying Mortal might win, to be honest. Chat's weighing in right now. J4 Dallo's looking to see how this ends. And speaking of trying to see how this ends, we are back in round number 3, third and final round here. The Reaper has a lot to make up for. If he can figure it out in this round, it might be good for him. But MOR-TAL trying to taunt the big man, trying to get a little bit more reaction out of him, swinging those gloves, and ooh, the Reaper landing some good shots, hearing that crowd make that reaction.
Yeah, crowd is liking it, and, you know, I'm enjoying it too. This is going to be an explosive round 3. I think Reaper is just going to have to go for broke. Mortal, though, at the same time, while he could be passive and just ride the, you know, the knockdown scorecard victory, I like that he's still being aggressive and he's still throwing a high volume of punches. And, you know, that's smart, because Reaper's style, even if he, you know, isn't mastered V5 yet, it's dangerous to stay too passive against it, right? He's very patient.
Oh, like that's what.
Back into it.
The delivery. Yusuf in the chat already noticed. He was like, yo, Reaper's, you landed him hits, though. And that's what you like to see. Reaper's been very disciplined in the last 3 fights that he's been here, trying to figure out V5. And the gains are showing, bro.
Definitely is showing, and let's see if he can carry it all the way to the end of this round and take back this match. You know, right now, this point could be either fighters. Let's see how Mortal responds. You know, he has not been on the back foot too much this match, so interesting to see how he handles this situation. Reaper, though, basically continuing that heavy, powerful punch style. And it's working for him, you know, as he's been figuring it out. You can see he's landing more damage shots. He got that knockdown. He's figuring it out, and ooh, not liking the ducks down, but getting caught there. You got to stay defensive at all times.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is, like, MOR-TAL's style, Reaper is the perfect matchup for him, because Reaper knows when to dig in for those uppercuts, and he's really catching Mortal, like, right there, thundering like smash coming in, and MOR-TAL trying to mitigate as much damage as possible. But I love how the Reaper circles around with his hooks. He's never standing in front of MOR-TAL, and this is doing a lot of good work for him. The only thing I'm seeing, man, he's got to be careful with posting up. He's letting MOR-TAL get too many open shots on him. Chat round coming in for, they're calling for the Reaper. They're really turning in. They're looking for him to make some noise in this last round. Can he do it, Solid?
I think he's got a shot at it. We already saw him get better as this match progressed, and I think, you know, he's a good fighter. He's got good instincts. He's got good hand-eye coordination. Just needs a little more practice on this version, and, you know, might be in rounds 1 and 2 might have been enough, but I think there's a chance MOR-TAL might be coming back with a knockdown, but no, round is ending. Let's go to those scorecards.
Could be a draw, too. We always got to look out for that. Let's see what the judges say. Ooh, and MOR-TAL takes it. Chat was going for the underdog right there. Let's lock in with the scorecard real quick. And MOR-TAL with the celebration. We don't get to see that often. A lot of emotion in that win for MOR-TAL here. Chat looking like very disappointed. We always say the judges are definitely paid off in Bitcoin, these digital judges. Bilbo keeps saying it's rigged. We're waiting for the scorecard though, but MOR-TAL floating around neck broke. Is he? Are we gonna see the scorecard? Not sure what's going on here. The observer mode does glitch out from time to time. MOR-TAL looking at him. I'd say that was pretty close. I mean, for what I was seeing, chat, I'll let y'all know I do favor how the Reaper was fighting, and there we go. Disconnect at the end. We know MOR-TAL won, but we don't have the scorecard. Unfortunately, chat, it's a mysterious ending, right? The hearts of the people says the Reaper won. The scorecard says MOR-TAL won. Chat, let me know how y'all are feeling about this. You know what I'm saying? Bilbo Keep said Defo paid the ref 1,000 bitcoins. Oh, they living good right now. They're eating good. You know what I'm saying? P-Man says they scared to show it. Blue Eyes asking for the rematch. Yeah. Yusuf saying the Reaper would have won earlier, Solly, if he did what he was doing in the third round a little earlier, right? They're Z4Y, the chat's begging for this rematch. They want to see this again, right? Bilbo Keep, of course you can join, bro. Let me drop the link. Discord is being sedity. There's too many people joining in. We already have about 2,600 people in the Discord. We get about 100 a week. So, yes, everybody right now is asking for that rematch. So, chat, let's lock in with the homies real quick and see if we can get them to see if they'll do a rematch. Fellas, I see you out here. When you guys unmute, I gotta talk to y'all real quick. Chat's buzzing right now.
Yo,
MOR-TAL, the Shaka Mansa, coming up with the W, man. Highly contentious W, might I add. Chat saying that you paid the ref in Bitcoin. You gotta set the record straight, man. How was that fight for you?
it was a little frustrating because, you know, I couldn't really do fully what I wanted since he was hugging the ropes. My dumbass didn't put the boundaries a little bit more, you know, in. So I'm just sitting here trying to pull my punches and not put a hole in the wall. But I mean, other than that, it's like I see a lot of people complain about head movement. It's like, you do know, like, if you just throw some uppercuts instead of just, you know, the simple 2 jab or hook, you're probably going to hit me. Because that's the problem I had. Is literally people would dodge and weave constantly, and I'm like, dude, you're kind of, let me see these uppercuts. Once I started throwing the uppercuts, it was a different ball game. So I'm just saying, if he wasn't hugging the ropes, it would have been a lot different too. I would have played a lot more better, but I still won, so I don't care.
It was good, man. And honestly, we're going to talk to the Reaper about this as well, because a lot of people really don't like when someone kind of ducks real low, weaves, gets in and out there, but you can't stay in front of your opponent, right? That's not the name of the game here, right? Either you're moving around, and both of you moved very well. And so to the point for your opponent, the Reaper, he was definitely noticing where you were placing your movement and definitely responding in kind. The knockdown that he got was well deserved. Maybe a little too late at that point, but hey, you came up with the dub today, so you know you got the last word for anyone who has anything to say to you. So congratulations today, bro. Let me lock in with the Reaper real quick. Reaper, where you at?
All right here, bro.
Bro, every week I see you, you're improving more and more, man. You're improving more and more. You responded to your opponent in this match, a lot of beautiful uppercuts and hooks. I loved how you circled around to get around in the angles and avoid the damage, man. How are you feeling about your performance tonight?
I feel like it was cool. I just feel like he was below the belt the whole fight, but it is what it is. We could definitely get the rematch in, but the card, I think it was like 26-28.
Okay,
He
thank
got
you.
the fight, but I won by damage. His was like 21, and
Yeah.
mine was 31.
Yeah, okay, so it's good to have that insight, bro. So what we saw in there was that you had the right idea with an opponent that ducks down. You were throwing in the uppercuts, you were circling out with the hook, you kept circling with the hook, which was very cool to see. Right now in the chat, Z4Y says Reaper is the people's champion, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people said that they thought you should have won, and the card was showing that you had more damage. So right now, it's really the only thing is like tighten it up on the game is punishing you heavily for posting up with the lead hand, right? That when your hands are extended, they're really punishing you a lot. And so it's one of those things where I know you measure up your punches when you fight to make sure that they can land, right? So it's maybe a slight adjustment there, and then man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Like you're adapting very well to V5. The chat was loving that fight. We were loving that fight. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. If y'all want to get that rematch, then we can do that for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, fellas, next week, if you want a rematch, right, just make sure that say, hey, I want to fight this guy. You say I want to fight this guy.
I'll be back.
Yeah, look, the fans want to see this rematch, right? So,
I'll be back.
MOR-TAL, get the room space so you can throw more, because you had you had the heat.
Lower it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Drake, I'll be fine when I'm whooping you and weaving. I don't want to see none of that.
Nah, Drake,
just whoop me and get on with the day.
Drake don't complain and
you
cry,
right,
bro. He just adapts and
None
he
of
keeps
that,
getting better.
especially while you hugging the ropes.
I got you, bro.
All right, say less.
Absolutely. I love the energy, fellas. I love the energy. All right, let's move
like
on.
Longer, but it's fine. We're going to trash talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's all love. Look, trash talk is part of the game. You know what I'm saying? As long as it don't get too personal, and we will definitely step in, you know what I'm saying, when it does. But I love the energy. I love the vibes. I love to see you both fight. And it was a good matchup, honestly, bro. So let me lock in with the chat.